about for today. We'll talk about TV. Now, I feel like the problem I have most of the time is I don't really know what to watch. Now, I know this sounds like I'm about to lead into a sponsor, but trust me, I ain't got that kind of clout. But either way, like I was saying, I feel like I don't know what to watch. I don't really watch, and because of that, mostly what I do is I play video games. I don't really watch much TV because of it. But all of this has led me, or okay, let me backtrack. Mostly what I do instead of watching TV is I watch YouTube videos. I watch like tons of video essays, Wendigoon, how to do stuff. Like I like that brainy stuff, like useless information. I'm filled with useless information. But during this, I found a trailer in my recommended. I was like, okay, well, let's see it. This is a couple months ago, and it was the trailer for Hitmonkey, which, if you don't know, is my favorite show on Hulu right now, and I finished it earlier today. And even though it has a dumb premise, it arguably has more effort and more creativity than most streamlined shows. I hear shots fired, shots fired. But the point I'm trying to make here is sometimes dumb ideas can be great. And that's what Hitmonkey is a testament to. It is the definition of this. So, like I was saying, Hitmonkey is a testament to the idea that an idea can be dumb. Okay, an idea can be dumb, but if the people who are making it care about it and are creative and know what they want to do and how they want to do it, and they know how to manipulate the idea into something beautiful, into something great, then dumb ideas can be great ideas. Hitmonkey is a testament to that. Doom Eternal. Now, if you watch DJ Peach Cobbler, you'll probably get this analysis that I'm about to make. Doom Eternal. It's dumb, but the people who made it cared. Hitmonkey is that. Hitmonkey is dumb in so many ways, yet it arguably has more. Like I said, it has more creativity than most streamlined shows, and that's why I love it. Just watch the first episode, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Any of the episodes, as a matter of fact, except the last two, because they're very lore heavy. Like, I don't know what they were smoking to have had to thought, yo, dude, get this. And before I say this, I don't want the Marvel Comics nerds to yell at me and crucify me because I made a mistake. I just want to preface this by I know they're originally comics. This is what this is for. Like, I don't know what they were smoking when they wrote the comics and then decided to turn it into a TV show. When they were like, yo, dude. Dude. Okay, get this, dude. What if it's a monkey, right? But he shoots guns. And he has a dead hitman friend. Yo, dude. And this is crazy to me because somebody else definitely had to be like, yo, dude, that is a great idea. Bro. Give everybody a call. We got to go places with this, bro. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they came up with it, but thank the Lord they did, because it is an amazing show. Now, given I haven't read the comics, so don't judge me here. But okay, we're gonna go over like a couple like, uh, we're gonna go over a couple different things that I think would. We're gonna go over the different parts of Hitmonkey. Number one, the way they. If there's one thing I love, it's the way they handle the monkey not being able to speak English. And how, for some reason, Bryce knows how to speak monkey. I need to preface this. Okay, so Hitmonkey is about a monkey whose home is okay. So there's this dude named Bryce. He assassinates Ken Takahara. Uh, there's this certain group of people that say, "Oh, we got to put somebody to blame for this murder." So they kidnap Bryce and they try to kill him. Bryce escapes, kills all of them, then wanders off into the snow, wounded, passes out, wakes up in a spring full of monkeys. And the monkeys, the albino snow monkeys, nurse him back to health. Well, there's this one monkey. This is the monkey that will go on to become Hitmonkey. Is like, no, this dude's evil. Trust me on this one. He'll bring nothing but pain and suffering, and more people like him to our village. And everyone writes him off, say, "Oh, you want him to die?" So he goes. He leaves for a bit, and guess what? Hitmen from the military that wanted Bryce dead show up. They massacre Hitmonkey's village. So you wanna know what happens? Hitmonkey survives. He comes back after to try and fight at the last minute, and he sees Bryce, and Bryce has guns pointed at him. He's in the springs, and he just does this, and then gets shot. He dies. He got firing squad killed. It wasn't even funny. So Bryce dies, and from watching the trailer, I didn't know Bryce was gonna die. Like, hold up. I think they edited scenes from the. Oh, my phone's over there. Don't hold me to this, but I think they edited scenes from the trailers because they make it seem like Bryce is alive throughout the entirety of the show in the trailer. So when Bryce died, I was like, wait, what? I was very confused. Until then, Monkey goes and gets Bryce's duffel. This is where things get interesting. What he does then is he proceeds to pull the pistol out and does some like blade and sorcery type stuff to the firing squad, and that's the whole backstory. Monkey goes off to the train station, and that's when Bryce shows up as a ghost for the first time. That's when they kind of introduce us to the plot, and anyways. So Bryce's voice acting is great. I don't know who I don't know who voices him. I don't know who voices Monkey, but the voice acting is great. But what I really appreciate is they found a way to make they found a way to make a show where the main character doesn't even talk. Interesting. When Monkey came into danger, it made me sad. I was like, oh no, Monkey. Like, it made me care about the show, even though the main character didn't even talk. The only time we know exactly what he's saying is when he talks with other animals, and that's when the captions are used. But most of the time, with the way, again, this is where the great writing comes in. They make Bryce's dialogue so smooth and so natural, but what he says also gives you insight and gives you a pretty good idea of what Monkey's saying. And it comes off as natural. They did it just right. They pulled it off. They knew what they wanted to do, and they went for it. And I appreciate that. And that's why I think the fact that Bryce's dialogue does two things at once is great. if there's one thing I don't like about the show, though, there's one scene, and throughout the entirety of the show, this hasn't been elaborated on. All right, so there's this one scene where Monkey Bryce thinks he's about to finally die, like for real. He's about to be cast down, and what happens is Bryce is listing off his confessions, and he says, I also fell in love with a man once, and there's not a day that goes by where I don't think about him. And this makes me mad for one reason. Or, yeah, one reason. At the beginning of the show, when Bryce and Monkey, one of the first times they interact by themselves, Monkey tries to grab Bryce's gun, and Bryce says, don't pick one of those up in anger, or you're never going to be able to put it back down. That scene is followed by when Bryce bends over to pick up the gun. A picture of a young Bryce, his wife, and his kid pop out. Now, spoilers ahead, like major spoilers. But later on, they elaborate on Bryce's backstory. And basically, it is his mom gets a new boyfriend, and he's a good guy. He's a former bank robber. Like, he's been in deep with criminal stuff. So one night, Bryce takes his wife and his daughter out to the carnival. Keep in mind his daughter's really young, so don't really but he takes his wife and his daughter out to the carnival in his mom's boyfriend's truck. I forget his name, so don't hold me to it. And basically, they get jumped by two dudes who want to know where Elway. That's the mom's boyfriend's real name. He'd been using a different name, but either way, don't make no difference. So after they get jumped and almost die, Bryce tells them the truth. He don't know who Elway is. He don't know who it is. He lies to them. He tells them partial truth. He makes a lie out of things that are true, if that makes any sense. If you watch the episode, you'll know what I'm getting at. But that's the thing that sets Bryce off. So he goes and he goes back home. He takes Elway's gun out of the glove box, and he goes to find Elway running off. Turns out he had hit his mom on his way out by accident, and it seemed really, really bad. I guess Elway knew that those two dudes were after him. They were gonna get him. So what ensues is a conversation where we get that notorious quote: "You pick that gun up with anger, boy, and you're never gonna be able to put it down." He said, "You kill me, you'd have to run for the rest of your life." He said, "Let me run so you don't have to." Which that quote is repeated throughout the series, and it's just so great. There's recurring quotes in Hitmonkey that I love. Recurring bits that mean something. Anyways, so Elway charges at the door while Bryce is doing it, and Bryce wasn't gonna shoot him, but he bumps into Bryce when he charged for the door, and Bryce accidentally shot him. So what ensues is Bryce putting down the gun while Elway backs up, and he says, "They won't let you get away with this, boy. You're gonna be running for the rest of your life, boy." Something, just dumb stuff like that. And after that, Bryce just kind of sits in the corner with his hands on his head, like this, crying about what he did. And he goes and he leaves, and he gets in Elway's truck, and he leaves, and we see the shot of him of his car driving off, and then we see a shot of his wife and kid coming home. She goes, "Bryce, Bryce," and then we see a stack of cash and a note left by Bryce that says, "I'm running so you don't have to. Bryce. XOXO." And his wife begins to cry as she opens the duffel bag he left her that is filled to the brim with Benjamins. I mean, like a good 45 stacks of 45 bundles of money that are all Benjamins. They're like this thick. So she had enough. He made sure she was taken care of, which is good because he knew he wasn't going to be there. And he would have stayed if he could have, but either way. Like, they reference Bryce's backstory so much, and I love it because it doesn't make sense until that episode. And it's like the second to last. It's the episode before the second to last episode that sets up the end of the season. And my gosh, it's amazing. Like, there's this one part where Bryce says, "Look, I know killing family isn't fun, but hey, it could be worse." He said, "Hey, I know killing family isn't fun." He was talking about this to Monkey. He said, "Trust me, I've had to do it before, I know, but there's not much that's worse than it. But sometimes it's just something you gotta do." And again, this didn't make sense till the backstory. And oh my gosh. Oh, I loved it. And just the sheer amount of callbacks and just little things here and there make this show very fun to rewatch. Then there's the fact of the sheer amount of diversity in the cast. And I don't mean like racial or sexuality, stuff like that. I mean like their... I'm gonna give you an example. You have a assassin monkey with his ghost partner, a silver samurai that looks like a transformer, a fat sumo wrestler with tattoos all over his stomach who helps the monkey, along with a ghost named Yugi, who is some ancient Japanese protector of the island type. Like, for when Yugi first showed up, at that point thought the show was somewhat grounded in reality, since up until this point Monkey had only dealt with gangs, gang, and when that happened, when I saw Yugi, the ghost, I was like, yo! And I knew we were going places from that point on. Like, it's just a good show. The show makes sense. It doesn't... Everything that happens makes sense within the context of the show. And my gosh, does that not make it... is that mistake... That mistake is made so much in media and film, so it is so refreshing. Like Fallout 3. Keep in mind, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3 take within like 10 years of each other. That's how much they take place. They take place like within 10 years of each other. I can't remember what exactly. I think Fallout New Vegas takes place before Fallout 3. No, I don't know. Either way. So, Fallout 3, all the people are depicted as scavenging and hardly getting by and stuff like that. Well, the people in New Vegas have like fully functioning lights almost everywhere. Most of the guns work fine. They don't have to make makeshift stuff. Like, they're living it up, you know? And the thing is, you don't have to get onto the strip. You can just look at Freeside, and they're living it up. Would they rather be in the strip? Yeah, but they're still living it up. So, the logic makes zero sense. That's what I've gathered. So it is so refreshing to see media make things make sense within the context of the universe. It's such a simple thing. It's such a tiny, minuscule thing that so many shows and movies get wrong. And it really goes to show the love and effort and time that was put into the show. Now, I watched it like a couple months after it came out. I watched that trailer like 4 or 5 months ago, and I just now watched it. I binge watched it between yesterday and today. And my gosh, watch it. I know it's a dumb premise, but it is so, so good. I can't wait for season 2. If it's happening, there's been no confirmation from the creators of whether or not it's happening, but if it doesn't, if they don't get, if I don't get no confirmation to soothe my goopy gamer brain soon enough that there's going to be a second season, I may look like I may look up some like comic historian stuff and see if they got issues of Hitmonkey read out. One thing I like too is religion and morals and how it's depicted in the show. Because Bryce is arguably, ever since he had to leave his wife, he's become numb, emotionally numb. And when he ascends, you think, oh, well, he's gonna go to heaven. It's just an assumption because at this point we haven't really seen him. We're kind of desensitized to violence. It's just a fact. We're kind of desensitized to violence. So we just kind of assumed, oh yeah, he's gonna go to heaven. But then when he comes back and says, I just made a deal with the big old red man and does this, like it shows. Okay, so in this universe, religion is wrong, which I believe in religion, but a lot of media doesn't. So it was, as a Christian, it was nice seeing. This is just my little bit. It was nice seeing religion actually depicted and shown in it, but also just seeing the fact that, okay, that's real in this universe. What else could be real? Like, it doesn't hold itself to boundaries, but also makes everything make sense and has everything make sense and doesn't have to retcon it. The show is just good on so many levels. It's great. They pull off plot twists and they feel natural and they still make me go. And the plot twist makes sense, and it all just pieces together to make a very creative, fun to watch, and greatly written show. And I can't and personally I can't wait for season 2. So I highly advise that you watch it. I'm gonna give like a quick parent review since I know my homies, my fellow childrens, fellow minors are gonna have trouble convincing their parents because it's rated TVMA. But just know there's no nudity. Tons of swearing and violence though, so that should be enough. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what else you expected. Watch it. This show. Watch it. Watch it. Go. Click off. Watch it. Also subscribe. That would be nice. You don't have to if you don't want to though. I'm not your dad.